Welcome. In this lesson, we will learn about functions, and how to create user-defined functions. Before jumping into creating functions, let's understand, what is a function? Functions are a group of statements, used to perform a certain task. A function is a piece of code in the program, which will only run, when it is called upon. All functions consist of four major components: name of the function, parameters of the function, body of the function, and the return value of the function. The name of the function is the name with which it will be called upon in the code. Arguments, or parameters, are those variables which are necessary for the function to perform any task. The body of the function consists of statements that are based on the arguments passed, and, at the end, gives the result. This result is passed out as a return value. Well, we understood what is a function, and what all parts are there in a function. But why do we use functions? Functions are tools that make our work simpler. Imagine, if every time an event gets triggered, you have to execute some 100 lines of code. Well, we can't sit and write the code again and again, right? So, to make it simpler, we can create a function with required parameters, and whenever the event gets triggered, we will just call the function instead of typing 100 lines of code. So the main factor is the reusability of code. And if there is an error, or update in the code, instead of making changes in all lines, we can simply make changes in the function. So, it is easy to update the code also. In simple words, functions reduce redundancy of the code. There are two types of functions. The first is built-in functions. Built-in functions are predefined functions, present in the programming language. The user needs to just call them, to access the function. Here the user doesn't need to know how the function is working. User should only know how to use it. Some examples of built-in R functions are seq, max, min, sum, and many more. The next type of functions is user-defined functions. Here, the user needs to know the operation of the function, since it is defined by the user himself. User has the full control for what action will be taken when the function is executed. Here the user controls the name of the function, arguments, body of the function, and return values. So, how to create a user-defined function? Very simple. We will assign the name of the function to function, and in closed brackets, we will pass arguments, and then open a flower bracket. The flower bracket indicates the body of function. The function will have some statements, which are some operations based on the arguments passed, and in the end, we will pass the result from the return value. Simple, right? Well, let's learn how to call a function also. It is much simpler. We will just type the function name with arguments. Congratulations! You have learned how to create and call user-defined functions. Let's see how to use them in next chapters.